We want the whole thing.
So what about talking about those everyday folks out there you're trying to win over? The Republican message, it's certainly from Donald Trump, is going to run on the tax cut. Going to run on the Republicans voting at the end of last year, Trump signing a tax cut. Your criticism of it as Democrats was you said, wow, the rich are getting way too much here. But the fact is, working people did it. They did get something. And so let me just ask you this. Is the Democratic message to those working folks that you can keep the tax cut that you got from Donald Trump, or is the message repeal the tax cut?
I think the message for the richest folks who got the tax cut and the big companies needs to be repeal them. I mean, I have no idea why corporate tax rate needs to drop from 35% to 20%, why we need to essentially cut the estates tax, which only the richest people benefit from.
What about what about the tax cuts? But what about the tax cuts that folks got in their paychecks? What they want to know is, how are we going to live the American dream, which is, how are we going to create a society where our kids can expect to do better than us? Nothing about these tax cuts indicates that. In fact, the working folks, quote, tax cuts, to the degree that they exist at all, are temporary, and the big companies' tax cuts are permanent. And so we're going to be arguing about how we can do better. I want to get a direct answer. They're temporary, but they do go for a number of years here. So the message to those working folks, and I'm not talking the corporations here, I'm not talking the top 1%, right. I'm talking the working folks, the folks who have it in their paycheck, for instance, is the message that if Democrats get control of the House that, hey, we don't think it was enough, we think it was too small, but you can keep the tax cut you got, or is the message that tax cut's going away?
Look, the problematic tax cuts are the one that blow a massive hole in our budget next year. Those are the problems. You know, the problem is not that working people get a few bucks here and there. They need a future, not some small money so that Trump can give buckets of money to the richest people in the country.
Okay, I'm just trying to be clear. But
they know,
so is
they
that
know that they're being played.
Is there a commitment there that the tax cuts for working class folks, for middle class folks, stay? Is that what you're trying to say here?
Well, look, you know how the legislative process works. We're going to go back there and we're going to look at what kind of tax situation we're going to have that is fair to everybody. That's what we're going to do. But the bottom line is these taxes to the wealthiest and to the big companies are not fair. They put a burden on state and local governments. They put the burden on the shoulders of working people. And it's not just the tax cuts. It's also the budget impact that tax cuts are going to have. Those things hurt working people, and we're fighting for working folks.
Let me ask you